What drives people to push 140 miles per hour when there's almost zero chance of getting away? In this compilation, we're showing you the gritty reality of police work, where a routine patrol turns into a frantic chase involving a stolen ambulance, point-blank shootouts, and officers being dragged across the asphalt. You'll see 17-year-olds flying into oncoming traffic and hard pit maneuvers into concrete walls and trees becoming the only way to stop the escalating chaos. Buckle up. This is a chronicle of pure madness, where every second on the Bodycam footage means everything. February 10th, 2026, Duluth, Minnesota. Around 9:40 p.m., an attempt to stop an erratic driver on Grand Avenue escalates into a dangerous pursuit. A sergeant successfully applies a PIT maneuver to block the car, but as shouting officers approach the vehicle, the situation takes a deadly turn. Let's watch.
It looks like it's going to come back to a party on 54th Avenue West at Donald Silver.
He's on fire now. Still on just a successful pit.
10-4, pitting at 2142.
Put your fucking hands up! Put them up!
He's on fire now.
10-4, pitting at 2142.
The 30-year-old driver opened fire on the sheriff's deputies right from the driver's seat. Officers were forced to return fire. The suspect died at the scene, but fortunately, none of the deputies were harmed. A handgun and spent casings were later recovered from the car. On to the next incident. November 24th, 2025, Connecticut. Around noon, an attempt to stop a Honda with fake plates turns into a wild 120 miles per hour chase. Even tires blown out by spike strips aren't enough to stop these fugitives. To end this joyride, the officer requests permission for a high-speed pit maneuver. Let's watch.
It's a good pit, and we're going to be continuing speed 35 miles an hour. And the second person into the guardrail.
Don't move! Don't move! Don't move! Let me see your fucking hands! I will shoot you in the fucking head! I will shoot you in the head! Don't fucking move! That's the driver!
It's a good pit, and we're going to be continuing speed 35 miles an hour. And the second person into the guardrail.
It takes a second attempt, but the trooper finally manages to ram the suspect's car straight into the center median. The driver wisely surrendered, but the passenger decided to resist and ended up meeting the teeth of a canine unit. Drugs were involved in this case, resulting in serious charges for both detainees. Let's keep moving. January 20th, 2026, Pulaski County, Arkansas. A slow-speed chase involving a heavy sedan ends with a clean pit maneuver. However, the driver loses control and the clunky car is launched at full speed straight into a massive tree. Let's watch.
They've got 2 units in the pursuit. Shut down. Yeah, we're shutting down, falling out of TBI.
Number right there, starts at 16.
TBI 2325.
The massive impact left the driver pinned tight inside the cabin, and rescue crews had to work hard to extricate him. The reason for fleeing was the usual: driving without a license and possession of meth. Jesse Adair is looking at a hospital bed followed by a hefty prison sentence. December 28th, 2025, Arkansas. A night pursuit of an Oklahoma fugitive turns into chaos due to a radio comms failure. Unable to hear the order to terminate the chase, the trooper goes for a pit maneuver to stop the fleeing suspect, who is stubbornly plowing through blockades. Let's watch.
Rising westbound 16 now. Can I confirm you for lifetime?
After a brutal collision, the car was successfully knocked off the road. Christopher Eubanks was behind the wheel, and his passenger, Brian Cox, turned out to have active warrants. Because of the radio channel mix-up, the officer only learned about the order to terminate the pursuit after making the arrest. January 12, 2026, Lowell, Arkansas. A SWAT ambush goes sideways. A black Cadillac breaks through the police perimeter and blows a red light. To keep the armed dealers off a busy highway, a trooper executes a hard pit maneuver. Let's watch.
Come on.
They got them blocked in.
Wrong, pussy.
They got them blocked in.
Oh, they do? What a bunch of pussies.
Hey, I'm 1037. TBI, felony stop.
The impact spins the heavy SUV sideways across the road. The driver ignored the cop's commands until the very end, and for good reason. There was a massive bag of cocaine sitting in the cabin. Both suspects are heading behind bars. February 2026, Little Rock, Arkansas. A routine stop turns into a deadly race. The driver hits an unbelievable 140 miles per hour, weaving through heavy traffic. In a desperate bid to get away, the fugitive smashes through several gates on a private property, putting innocent lives at risk. Let's see how police managed to stop this chaos.
Denver, we're trying to get public service to verify that information.
I'm from where with the TBI.
Denver, copy your primary.
TBI just before university. Shut the interstate down.
Denver, copy TVI just for the university.
We're taking back off on the service road. Passengers foot bailing. Alright, one just bailed out. I'm still 1037 with it.
10-4, do you have a description of the subject?
He rolled. It was a white male. Stand by. Strapped to this parking lot at Riggs.
66, 10-4.
On University, we're still on the service road.
10-4, coming up on University.
1041 at University.
Copy 1041 at University.
After crashing his car in a dead end, the suspect tried to make a run for it, but found himself immediately at gunpoint. A bloodied Travis Blake Dodson was forcefully pulled out right through the window. The most absurd part of this whole situation? He risked his life in this insane chase just because he didn't have a driver's license. He's facing a whole laundry list of charges, including fleeing and criminal mischief, though he maintains his innocence. January 31st, 2026, Arkansas. Pulling over a Dodge Challenger for doing a wild 115 miles per hour almost costs a trooper his life. Realizing an arrest for marijuana is imminent, the driver guns it, dragging the cop across the asphalt alongside the car. A frantic 120 miles per hour chase ensues, complete with swerving into oncoming traffic. Let's watch.
TBI, all the way to Holmes. Careful, we're going to be stopped. Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
A hard pit maneuver sends the fugitive's car crashing right into a metal fence. The driver, Kelvin Meldon, ditches the wrecked car and his uncooperative passenger, vanishing into the darkness. The officer sustained injuries, but thankfully made a quick recovery and returned to duty. The fugitive himself was caught 3 hours later, running right down the night highway. He's facing serious time for assaulting a police officer and fleeing. September 8th, 2025, Denmark Township, Ohio. An attempt to pull over a biker turns into a 22-minute pursuit. While on the move, the 54-year-old fugitive tosses suspicious packages, and after crashing his motorcycle, he tries to escape into the dense woods. The foot chase quickly turns into a life-or-death struggle when the yell "gun" rings out through the trees. Let's watch.
Good boy.
That's so far. What to do a stop?
Virginia, coming to a stop.
East on Anderson.
Continue east on Anderson.
He wrecked, he's on foot.
Now wrecked on foot.
The bike is caught on fire if you can.
Taser deployments and attempts to physically subdue the suspect failed. When the man reached for a handgun hidden under his clothes, the officers had no choice but to use lethal force. The fugitive died at the scene from his injuries, and his weapon was recovered by forensics. Keeping up the pace, let's move to the next incident. February 20th, 2026, Arkansas. A pursuit in St. Francis County spirals completely out of control. The stubborn fugitive withstands multiple police rams, and once trapped, starts ramming the patrol cars himself in a desperate attempt to break free. Let's watch.
What's a ditch?
He's taking, he's two.
We're still Russell.
Hey, oh, he just
reared it.
head on.
He hit me.
Get out the fucking car! 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 You gonna fucking out.
The reason behind this madness turned out to be cliché. The cabin was littered with open beer cans. Barely able to stand, Jonathan Howard not only smashed up the cops' cars, but even managed to kick a sheriff's deputy while at the hospital. After failing the sobriety test, the brawler was sent straight behind bars. Let's keep rolling. February 15th, 2026, Oklahoma City. A routine traffic stop of a gray pickup truck descends into chaos. A 17-year-old driver guns it, blowing through a red light and swerving into oncoming traffic. To stop this threat, police have to execute a hard pit maneuver. Let's watch.
You just went off-road? Southwest 32nd.
He's like in a ravine right now. He's still moving though. All right, someone go to the opposite side, to the east. He's coming in like a river. Where are you at, Joel?
32nd. He's like in a ravine right now. He's still moving though. All right, someone go over to the opposite side, to the east. He's cutting in like a river.
Where are you at, Joel?
We're in like the Broadway and 31st technically, to the east. He's cutting down the river right now. A little pond. He's trying to make his way back up right now, though.
Hey, Our name is 20 or 33rd in Chartel. We're out of it. 10:30, we do not need anything.
Stop! Driver, get out! Hands up! Get out of the fucking truck! Hands up! Get out!
What's your 20? What's your status?
After an 8-minute frantic chase, the pickup is finally immobilized. Miraculously, no one was injured, though the suspect did clip a police cruiser. The 2 teenagers were arrested and will face charges for attempting to flee. Moving on to the next incident. December 29th, 2025, Arkansas. A sunny day on the highway is interrupted by the roar of an engine. A motorcyclist decides to ignore Trooper Sheldon Phipps' command to stop and makes a run for it. Hitting speeds of over 100 miles per hour, the biker weaves through traffic, trying to vanish from sight. But state police are already right on his tail. Let's see how this ride ends. The chase ended with a spectacular crash. After a precise nudge from the patrol car, the bike went sliding down the shoulder. The driver, identified as Misael Presas, ended up on the ground and was immediately taken into custody. A search of his belongings turned up a large batch of cocaine, which perfectly explained his desperate attempt to escape. February 2026, Arkansas. A trooper spots a ghost motorcycle on the road, no plates and no taillights. The command to pull over is predictably ignored, sparking a pursuit that quickly goes from asphalt to off-road. Realizing he can't outrun them on wheels, the biker dumps his ride in the middle of a field and tries to flee on foot. Let's watch. Once on the ground and in handcuffs, Tommy Danner suddenly decided to become an actor and started faking a medical emergency. But the cops, who had just watched him nimbly jumping over ditches, weren't impressed by the performance. He had a solid reason to run. The motorcycle was stolen, he had no driver's license, and he had 2 active arrest warrants in the system. Not slowing down, on to the next one. December 16th, 2025, Little Rock, Arkansas. In the dead of night, a patrol intercepts a Dodge Durango with no plates, tearing through the city at speeds pushing 90 miles per hour. After a first miss, the officer sets up for a second pit attempt to get this dangerous street racer off the roads. Let's watch.
92 now.
CFX comment center.
Sorry, Withrow, just a through Withrow, 65, no traffic. 31, I'm in the middle of Withrow right now. Behind the bridge.
me see your hands, man. Show me those fucking hands. Show me your hands. Shut the fuck. Show me your hands, both of you. Show me your hands. Show them. Hands up. Show them. Up. Up.
At the intersection of Wright and Woodrow, a successful pit maneuver finally puts an end to this race. While the passengers surrendered, the driver, Moulton Alexander, was suspiciously rummaging around the cabin and ignoring commands. Ultimately, all three were cuffed and handed over to the city police. A Sunday afternoon on I-530, Arkansas. A routine medical transport turns into a nightmare. An aggressive patient attacks the medics mid-drive, threatens them with medical shears, and hijacks the ambulance, leaving the crew stranded on the shoulder. State police launch a hunt for the stolen emergency vehicle. Let's watch.
He's about to wreck out. He's about to wreck out.
188.
All right. We got a stop sign. He's back.
He's breaking hard. All right, I'm primary. He's in the wall.
The insane joyride ended with a hard pit that helped stop the hijacked ambulance. One of the medics sustained injuries, but fortunately, nothing severe. The attacker was arrested and will now be swapping his hospital bed for a jail cell. December 18, 2025, Little Rock, Arkansas. A routine window tint check on a black Dodge Challenger escalates into a dangerous race through residential neighborhoods. The suspect flies at 60 miles per hour, blowing past stop signs and putting innocent bystanders at risk. To stop this chaos, the officer decides on a hard pit maneuver. Let's watch. After a precise hit, the car smashed into a mailbox, and the driver tried to make a run for it on foot. The fugitive was quickly caught, and the reasons for his panic were confirmed. The window tint was practically pitch black, measuring at just 0.5%, and he had no car insurance. The suspect is under arrest and awaiting trial. February 3, 2026, Jonesboro. A slow-speed pursuit ends with a hard police ram. However, the suspect, locked inside the cabin, has no intention of giving up. She casually chats on the phone with dispatch while clutching a taser in her other hand. Let's watch.
Public service with the driver. 10-4, advise him to tell him he's fixing to get TBI'd and put in the ditch if he doesn't pull over.
TBI.
To get to the stubborn fugitive, cops had to bust the window. The woman fought back fiercely, firing her taser directly at the officers multiple times before they finally managed to disarm and subdue her. Every one of these incidents isn't just spectacular footage. These are real seconds where the lives of officers and innocent bystanders hung in the balance. From a hijacked ambulance to insane 140 miles per hour races, we've seen exactly what happens when you try to defy the law. Let us know in the comments which moment shocked you the most and whose side you take in the controversial situations. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss our new Police Bodycam Chronicles. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next episode.